Thank you, Chair Campbell. The applause is a nice prelude to my personal thanks to you on behalf of the entire CSU for your consistently mission-driven leadership through what has undoubtedly been the most challenging time in the CSU's 62-year history. The entire Cal State University family owes you a debt of gratitude and our deep appreciation for your dedicated work as board chair. Another round of applause, please. I'm going to do something just a little bit differently than your previous chancellors have done in the chancellor's report. I'm going to take the prerogative of being new, of trying to set the stage of who I am and what it is I intend to bring and the kind of work that I intend to do with all of you. My service as the CSU's interim chancellor is an alignment of my core values and experiences, and it reflects my deep commitment to the importance of this university system to the state of California. The CSU, for any of you who don't know me, has been my professional home since 1983. I arrived at Cal State Sacramento, as it was known then, as an assistant professor. I was a faculty member steeped in the traditional academic roles of teaching, scholarship, and service, and I very quickly became involved in university governance and administration. My last years at Sac State were as the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. I was then given the true privilege to serve as CSUN's president from 2000 to 2011. Go Matadors. Since retiring from the presidency, it's been my pleasure to stay closely connected with higher education nationally, as well as within the CSU, by working with, consulting with, mentoring, providing formal executive coaching to literally hundreds of presidents and other academic leaders, to guide them and support them, all with the goal of enabling them to become more effective university leaders. My affinity for the CSU is rooted in the convergence of my personal values with those of this remarkable university system. Those shared values include a belief in the individual and societal transformations that public higher education allows. Those values also include the recognition that all people deserve access to higher education, and thus the commitment, my commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion is paramount. The CSU has always allowed me to work and thrive through my fundamental values and need to be purpose-driven, to lead with respect, communication, inclusion, compassion, and yes, in these times and circumstances, trust. For me, the wonderful thing about the CSU is that those values don't gather dust, but rather they're reflected in inspired work that changes lives on a daily basis in our universities across the state. Part of what I want to do as the interim chancellor is shine a light and support that remarkable work. But I've come to this role fully understanding that change is necessary, that we must do better. Recent events and revelations have made it clear, sometimes pretty painfully clear, that we have not always carried out our work in a manner that was true to our core values. We must restore trust among all our constituents and stakeholders. And to do that, we have to take a hard and clear-eyed look at our processes, policies, and organizational structures, and make changes when the changes are obvious and needed. We must respond quickly and adroitly to the operational and strategic challenges that confront us. We must advocate as a unified and powerful voice for the resources we need, and we must protect and build the reputation to which we aspire. Lest you hear from me only organizational objectives, let me be clear. And of course, now my pages are all mixed up here. Let me be clear, because I'm just going to speak from the heart. While organizational objectives, policy, and procedures are important, the changes that are necessary in this university system also involve people, heart, feeling, culture. Those are sometimes tougher to achieve, but it is absolutely part of my overall agenda. So I have 4 basic goals. Restore trust. 2, make changes as necessary in terms of practices and structures in our system offices, on our campuses when necessary. 3, prepare the CSU by focusing on critical operational and strategic needs, and prepare the CSU to receive and support the work of a regularly appointed chancellor. We have many operational and strategic imperatives that we will get underway during the course of this 12 to 15 months. I almost said years. 12 to 15 months. The 4th goal I have is to advocate for resources. We heard a large number of speakers this morning talking about the need for better and more realistic compensation for faculty, staff, and other administrators in our system. We need to advocate as well for our reputation, because the reputation of the CSU needs to be buttressed, shined, so that everyone can see the extraordinary work that takes place on our campuses all of the time. Let me just say that I've used the word I multiple times during this report. What's really important is not the I, it is the we. I can't do anything alone. I can only hope that the rest of you come with me and be we as we advance these key elements of the CSU during this next period of months. It is in the we that the work of the CSU has gotten done in the past and currently needs to get done in terms of our future. Let me say finally, with respect to my leadership approach here, that these have been difficult times. It is now important that the we comes together, that we try to set aside the bitterness, the rancor, the division, the resentment, and the blaming. It is now time to come together to do the work of this system. I ask you to join me in that work. I started at the end of March after the interview with the Board of Trustees. I need all of you to be we with me. Now, I'm required by the Ed Code. I'm giving you this great speech, right? Now I have to turn to the impaction report, because I'm required to do so by the Ed Code. So please bear with me as I find those pieces of paper and provide a fulfillment of all of, and maybe Michelle will give them to me, because this is a legal requirement that I give you these and here someone comes to give them to me. I have it. All campuses have complied with the provisions of the Education Code that require a series of public hearings and public disclosure in advance of submitting their final program impaction requests. All campuses have been approved to implement these changes in admission practices for the 23-24 academic year. The following academic programs will no longer be impacted beginning with the fall 23 term. Chico State, impaction discontinued for freshman transfers in the social work program. Cal State East Bay, impaction discontinued for freshmen and transfers. CSU Monterey Bay, impaction discontinued for freshmen and transfers for biology, business administration, computer science, environmental science, technology and policy, kinesiology, marine science, mathematics, psychology, and undeclared. San Francisco State, impaction discontinued for kinesiology, exercise science, and movement science. At Sonoma State, impaction discontinued for early childhood studies and kinesiology. These are really interesting to hear because it shows you the array of the high quality academic programs that we offer on our university campuses. The following campuses provided justification and received permission to update supplementary admission criteria for colleges and academic programs beginning with the fall 23 academic term. Bakersfield, nursing. Channel Islands, nursing. Guard license option, energy design option, and mechanical design option. Oh wait, I skipped one. Cal State Long Beach, the College of Health and Human Services, kinesiology, all options. Social work and health science, options, community health, education, and school health education. College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, biology, all majors, marine biology, microbiology. College of Engineering and Computer Science. College of Art, music, both Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Music programs. Dance science, art, printmaking, film, and electronic arts. Options, narrative production, theory, and practice of cinema. At Cal Maritime, engineering technology programs, including facilities engineering technology and marine engineering technology, marine transportation, mechanical engineering, U.S. Coast Guard, license option, energy design option, and mechanic design option. Cal Poly Pomona, utilization of multi-factor admission scoring for transfer students that includes the use of recommended coursework for out-of-area applications, and at San Jose State, animation and illustration. My script says that I can now catch my breath. I'll do that. Thank you, Chair. My report is concluded.
Thank you, Interim Chancellor Kester.